Because of white shirt.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin with an apology for the late start of the program. We advertised 10 a.m., but an impromptu arrangement has led to this slight delay. His Excellency the President will join us very shortly, and I would request that the moment he enters the auditorium, we all rise to acknowledge his presence, after which the national anthem will be played, and then the program will begin. Thank you very much. ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise as His Excellency enters the auditorium? Shall we have the national anthem? Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Honorable Chief of Staff, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, senior government officials, the Chairman and General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and friends from the media. Good morning once again, and a very warm welcome to this special occasion, which is the commissioning of our High Commissioners and Ambassadors designate by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. This swearing-in ceremony of High Commissioners and Ambassadors is in accordance with Article 74(1) of the 1992 Constitution. These distinguished individuals will represent our dear country, build bridges, foster relationships, and promote our country's interests with dedication and integrity across the globe. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the High Commissioners and Ambassadors designate, who will shortly be commissioned by His Excellency the President. At the mention of your name and respective country of assignment, I kindly ask that you stand to be acknowledged. Now we have first on the list, Mrs. Saba Zita Benson, High Commissioner designate to London, the United Kingdom. Mr. Victor Emmanuel. Ms. Mavis Amafrempong, Ambassador designate to Paris, France. Alhaji Baba Jamal Muhammad Ahmed, who is the High Commissioner designate to Abuja, Nigeria. Dr. Komas Tim Jehu Apia, Ambassador designate to Moscow, the Russian Federation. Mr. Kojo Bonsu, Ambassador designate to Beijing, in the People's Republic of China. Alhaji Ahmed Rashid Tunde Ali is Ambassador designate to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Professor Ohinie J is Ambassador designate to Berlin, the Federal Republic of Germany. Alhaji Abdul Nasiru Din, Ambassador designate to Ankara, Turkey. Dr. Margaret Miewin Chebere is Ambassador designate to Copenhagen, the Kingdom of Denmark. Mr. Labik Joseph Yani is Ambassador designate to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Ni Amasa Namwali is Ambassador designate to Brasilia, the Federative Republic of Brazil. Professor Kwesi Obri Danso is the High Commissioner designate in India. Ambassador Samuel Yaukuma is Ambassador designate to New York, United States of America. Mr. Godwin Baletum Amonzim is Ambassador designate to Monrovia, Republic of Liberia. Mr. Akins Abroka is Ambassador in situ designate, Director of State Protocol. Mr. Gustav Kweku Sefe Dovlo is Ambassador Institute Designate, Chief of Protocol. And the last but not the least, Mrs. Patience Kokui Gameli Kwame, Ambassador at Large Designate, is a Deputy Director General of the Research Department. Thank you very much. May I now invite our High Commissioners and Ambassadors Designate to stand up for the administration of the oaths by His Excellency. I now kindly invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to administer 3 oaths. The first will be the oath of office, followed by the oath of office, and then the oath of secrecy. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you. We start with the oath of allegiance, and you say after me, you fill in your name after I say I, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God. Thank you. We now come to the oath of office, the official oath. And in the same vein, you say after me, you mention your name after I say I, and then everything else, you just repeat what I say. I, do in the name of the Almighty God, swear thou at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana in the office of so you mentioned, if you're an ambassador, you say ambassador. So it's High Commissioner or Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary. And then you insert your country. So let's take that again. I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana in the office of and that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana as by law established. So help me God. Okay. We'll take the final oath. It follows the same pattern. So when I say I, you mention your name, and when I say holding the office of, you mention your designation. I, holding the office of, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my official duties, except as may be required for the discharge of my official duties or as may be specially permitted by law. So help me God. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We will now proceed to the presentation of instruments of appointment. Please step forward to receive your instrument of appointment from His Excellency the President at the mention of your name. This will be followed Saba Zita Benson, High Commissioner Designate to the United Kingdom. Mr. Victor Emmanuel Smith, Ambassador Designate to Washington, D.C., USA. Next is Miss Mavis Ama Frimpong, Ambassador Designate to Paris, France. Alhaji Baba Jamal Muhammad Ahmed, High Commissioner Designate to Abuja, Nigeria. Dr. Kumar Steam Jehu Apia, Ambassador Designate to Moscow, the Russian Federation. Mr. Kojo Bonsu, Ambassador Designate to Beijing, the People's Republic of China. Alhaji Hamed Rashid Tunde Ali, Ambassador Designate to Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. Professor Ohinieje is Ambassador Designate to Berlin, Federal Republic of Germany. Alhaji Abdul Nasiruddin is Ambassador Designate to Ankara, Turkey. Dr. Margaret Miewin Chebere is Ambassador Designate Mr. Labik Joseviani is Ambassador Designate to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Ni Amasana Mwale is Ambassador Designate to Brasilia, the Federative Republic of Brazil. Permit me to now invite my former Vice Chancellor, Professor Kwesi Obridanso, who is Ambassador Designate to New Delhi, India. It's now the turn of Ambassador Samuel Yaokuma, who is Ambassador Designate to New York, United States of America. Mr. Godwin Baletum Amonzim is Ambassador Designate to Monrovia, Republic of Liberia. Mr. Akin Sabrokwa is Ambassador in situ designate and doubles as the Director of State Protocol. Mr. Gustav Kweku Sefedovlo, Ambassador in situ designate, Chief of Protocol. And finally, we have Mrs. Patience Kokui Gameli Kwame, Ambassador at Large Designate and Deputy Director General, Research Department. His Excellency will sign the oath book, but after our newly minted ambassadors are done appending their signatures to the book. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor to invite His Excellency the President.
Thank you very much, senior government officials, His Eminence, the National Chief Imam, newly sworn in High Commissioners and Ambassadors, family and friends. First, let me warmly congratulate you, our newly appointed High Commissioners and Ambassadors of the Republic of Ghana. Your appointment is a mark of the confidence reposed in you and a recognition of your years of dedicated service, sterling achievements, and exemplary contributions both in the public and private sectors. Only 4 days ago, I had the privilege of opening the joint conference of heads of mission and orientation program for our newly appointed envoys under the theme, Harnessing the Dividends of Diplomacy for Ghana's Reset Agenda. Framework to guide your work. This innovation signals a new era of clarity, accountability, and measurable outcomes in our foreign service. These KPIs are not mere bureaucratic tools. They are instruments to ensure that every action taken by our missions abroad contribute directly to advancing Ghana's national priorities. I assure you that I'll monitor progress under the framework as part of our commitment to results-oriented diplomacy. Distinguished envoys, the reset agenda is this administration's blueprint, a bold vision to restore hope in our people, to rebuild trust, and to rekindle the movement towards prosperity. It seeks to re-anchor our integrity, transparency, and inclusive development governance, while much of this work will be driven domestically, your role is to extend this agenda abroad by cultivating strategic partnerships, unlocking opportunities, and deepening Ghana's place in the global community. Our foreign policy has always been anchored on enduring principles: Pan-Africanism, peaceful coexistence, self-determination, and the pursuit of justice and equity in world affairs. Yet today's world demands diplomacy that is also agile, that is innovative and purposeful. Global shifts in geopolitics, economics, and technology require Ghana not only to respond, but also to actively shape trends in ways that benefit our people. I therefore expect you to be vanguards of Ghana's economic diplomacy. Let your missions become dynamic hubs of mobilization. Carry Ghana's story to the world, not just as a beacon of democracy and stability, but also as a land of opportunity, open for business, embracing technology, and committed to partnerships that deliver prosperity for our youth and dignity for our working class. Your responsibilities go beyond representation. They also require strong leadership and sound administration. Your staff must be guided with fairness, respect, and a sense of shared purpose. The image of Ghana abroad is not only shaped by what you say, but also how you manage, serve, and uphold the dignity of every Ghanaian citizen that is under your care. Integrity must be your watchword. The Public Financial Management Act and all relevant regulations must guide your stewardship of public resources that are put in your care. I urge you to guard the public purse with diligence and ensure that efficiency, service, and ethical governance, the very values we're entrenching at home, shine through in every mission abroad. Let me be emphatic. Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for our diplomatic use. This is not a judicious use of taxpayers' resources, and the reset agenda requires an immediate reversal of this trend. And that is why Cabinet has promptly approved the STRIDE initiative. And STRIDE refers to the strategic transition from rental to developing our own properties. In this briefing, a transaction advisor has been appointed, standard designs are being developed, and funding mechanisms are already being negotiated. This decisive shift will ensure that our missions abroad are housed in properties that are owned by the Republic. Ghana's dignity on the international stage. Distinguished envoys, the research agenda is a shared enterprise. Success depends on close coordination between the missions abroad, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all departments and government agencies. It also depends on how well we engage the private sector, civil society, and our dynamic Ghanaian diaspora abroad. As you assume this noble mandate, remember that your service is not for yourself, but for country and God. Serve with humility, courage, and excellence. May your tenure bring renewed favor to Ghana, progress to our people, and dignity to every Ghanaian, both at home and abroad. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I wish you well in your assignments. You carry with you the hopes of a nation. May your service strengthen Ghana's standing, advance our interests, and deepen the dividends of democracy and development for our people. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
May I now invite Ambassador Victor Emmanuel Smith, Ambassador to Washington, D.C., USA, to respond on behalf of his colleagues.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Chief of Staff, Presidential Advisors, Presidential Aides and Staffers, Nananum, Nime, Name, Togbio, Mamao, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters of the media houses, honored representatives and friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude, humility, and a sense of responsibility who have been nominated and appointed by our revered President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I am acutely aware that this privilege does not belong solely to me, but it is a reflection of the collective trust, hope, and expectations placed in our diplomatic missions by the good people of Ghana, who we represent, and the nations with whom we seek to promote our national interests, particularly at a time that some pundits define the world as quote and unquote wild and unruly. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we graciously accept the immense honor of serving. We are extremely grateful for the trust and confidence reposed in us, and sincerely acknowledge this responsibility with deep loyalty and duty. This ceremony is a moment not only of personal pride, but a moment for reaffirming our shared commitment to the ideals of diplomacy. A number of us commissioned here today were deep in the trenches with Your Excellencies, Mr. President and Madam Vice President, throughout the relentless campaign with an unwavering resolve to garner national support, to be given a renewed mandate to rescue our nation from the abyss. We vouched to restore and to reset Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we, the newly appointed ambassadors and high commissioners, pledge to His Excellency, Mr. President, that your efforts will make a difference and will not be in vain. We will persist through hell or high water to build on the sturdy foundation you have laid, and are committed to deliver on the promises we made to the good people of Ghana. In this current geopolitical landscape, sound economic strategy is of crucial importance. Our relationships with other nations lie in the dynamism of our economic ties. Trade, investments, and innovation will be our focus to enrich, to create strong and enduring economic alliances. We will put our best efforts forward to identify and facilitate opportunities for a new transactional approach to the benefit of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. President, we strongly believe in your vision and have the absolute confidence in your leadership. We assure you of our collective best efforts to implement principled actions in concert with your foresight. We will strive to nurture trust, not only by advocating for the interests, values, and traditions of our beloved Ghana, but will be equally respecting our hosts and partners. To my colleague ambassadors and high commissioners, and indeed all appointees in President Mahama's government, let us focus on our leader's vision and chart a course of selfless leadership wherever we may find ourselves. We cannot, and indeed principle should always be Ghana first. May the good Lord sustain us all and bless us with long life and good health. Our families and friends are equally very grateful to you. May we always work together to build a
Thank you very much, Ambassador Victor Emmanuel Smith. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we would have a photo session. In the interest of orderliness, this is how it is going to run. So each envoy and his or her family would first take a photo with His Excellency the President. Order that you received your instruments of appointment, I would invite you to participate in this photo session. All right. We have had to amend the program because of the exigencies of time. So we would limit the photo session to the President, each envoy, and his or her family. So I now invite Mrs. Sabazita Benson, High Commissioner, I beg your pardon, to the United Kingdom, and her family. Ambassador Victor Smith and his family will now join the President for a photograph. All right, we'll now invite the ambassador to France, Ms. Mavis Amafrimpong, and her family to join the President for a photo session. It's unfortunate. Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed, High Commissioner to Abuja, Nigeria, is next, and his family. Dr. Komastim Jehuapia, Ambassador to Moscow, Russia Federation, and his family are now invited to take a photograph with His Excellency the President. Ambassador Kojobunsu, who is ambassador to Beijing, the People's Republic of China, is next, together with his family. Alhaji Ahmed Rashid Tunde Ali, Ambassador to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, and his family are next. Professor Ohine Ejei, Ambassador to the Federal Republic of Germany, and his family are next. Alhaji Abdul Nasiruddin, ambassador to Turkey, is next, together with his family, of course. Thank you very much. Next in line are Dr. Margaret Mwewin Chebere, ambassador to the Kingdom of Denmark, and her family. Mr. Labik Joseph Yani, ambassador to Malawi. Next on the list is Ni Amasana Mwali, ambassador to Brasilia, Federative Republic of Brazil. Professor Kwesi Obri-Danso, High Commissioner to New Delhi, India, and his family are next. Ambassador Samuel Yaokuma, who is Ghana's permanent representative at the United Nations in New York, and his family are next. Mr. Godwin Baletum Amonzim, Ambassador to the Republic of Liberia, and his family can now join the President for a photo session. Ambassador Ekins Abrokwa, Mr. Gustav Kweku Sefedovlo, Ambassador in situ and Chief of Protocol, and his family. And to bring the photo session to a close, we have Mrs. Patience Kwakui Gameli Kwame, Ambassador at Large and Deputy Director General, Research Department, and her family. I would now invite all the newly minted ambassadors to join His Excellency for one final photo session. Yes. Thank you very much. Once the ambassadors take their seats, we will take the national anthem, after which His Excellency the President will depart the hall. Shall we all stand as we take the national anthem? Thank you very much. This is where we draw down the curtains on today's program. Thanks for coming.